What's good, everybody? Welcome back. This might be right, Timber for short, episode 11. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's kind of episode 2, really, of the video series. We finally got some real equipment. We're not broke boys anymore. But thank you guys for tuning in. Last episode was a little bit funnier, joked around, a little bit relevant. Stephen Miller's appearance, joked a little bit about that, was ahead of the game. Kept the Kevin Hart roast. Had an Instagram post that went viral. Nah, I'm kidding. Didn't go viral. But one of the more popular, engaging Instagram posts I've posted, and even on the YouTube Shorts. So happy to discuss that. And then, yeah, we're gonna discuss the Knicks going to the finals. Let's go, baby. It's like that we in the '80s, but Wemby, Wemby, and the Spurs right now, and the OKC Floppers. They're in the Western Conference Finals. I think it's 3-3 right now. We'll discuss that, see how it goes. We'll also discuss what the Warriors need to do to get back to the finals. I know they're making some moves here and there, and also the World Cup's coming up. I'm rooting for USA, rooting for Mexico, and I think they both got chances, and it's in the home turf this year. So that's going to be dope. Talk a little bit about that. And then other stuff going on, like I said last episode. Uh, it's a good time to make a podcast just because so much shit, information overload. Episode 11, let's get started. There's so much to talk about right now, so much going on. And I apologize for my appearance. Last episode, I had a little alfalfa or whatever, the little hair sticking out. Obviously, I don't care too much about my appearance, which is terrible. But I'm wearing another jersey, and no, I'm not like that kid in class or in high school, middle school that always used to wear jerseys or the same jersey to school. I'm not like that, just a little bit. But no, we all know what type of kid I'm talking about. But no, I don't know. I'm on camera. This is awkward. I'm awkward, and this is all new. But I'll figure out. And thank you guys for tuning in. But last episode, I started with a theory, and I guess retention wise, it didn't go well. But on Instagram and the shorts, did it did do a little bit good. It did go a little bit better. But yeah, I'll discuss another theory I like to talk about. Uh, so it's the office light theory, and this office light theory is when I used to work in San Francisco. Um, I used to work in the Salesforce Tower, or one of the Salesforce Towers. So that's like in the heart of the downtown, in the heart of the financial district. And like in the summers, not in summers, in the winters when it gets dark at like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., you'd see it's pretty freaking cool. That's why San Francisco is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But you see, of course, the skyline, all the offices, all the towers. Um, they would light up, obviously, but not all of them. Some people would go home, some people would work overtime late night. Some would be the janitors, but anyways, I would work late sometimes, or it'd get dark pretty early, and it's cool. You'd be able to see the whole city. You'd be able to see kind of other people and other buildings. And the office light theory is sometimes when you look at the out to those buildings, each little square, each little light, even if you're walking down or you're at a rooftop bar or anything, you'll see that not all of them are lit up. There's like little squares, little sections. You get it. But each little square, each little box is like its own individual person, its own individual story, its own individual movie. You know what I mean? And that's pretty cool to think about because I say this a lot, uh, perspective, but it gives you perspective that, of course, everyone has their own mind, everyone has their own way of thinking, everyone has their own movie going on. Whether they're the good guys or the bad guys. Pretty sure everyone thinks they're the good guys in their movies, but it's cool to think about. That would be a cool little short film or TV episode, YouTube video, like just looking at different boxes, different lighting. Because of course, sometimes if you look at apartments, there's like purple lights, red lights. There's a big ass TV, so it'd be interesting. It'd be cool to make a video about just like going into each room and just like each different life, like everything all at once, even though it's the same person. But putting yourself in their shoes, or not their shoes, because you don't know them. Each little box there is a life. Each little box there is a soul. It's a person, is a character. So that's cool to think about. And I bring this up just because some people made comments. I posted, I spoke a little bit about the Kevin Hart roast, and I just want to make it clear: Shane Gillis, that's my fucking boy. That's one of my favorite comedians right now. It's probably my favorite comedian right now. He's also OG. He's based. I think the kids say he's based. He didn't take the Saudi money to go, and do the stand up comedy over there. But he is real good friends with Joe Rogan, so. Uh, if and buts, it's the same difference, they would say. But he's one of my favorite comedians, and he's just hilarious, bro. Because it looks like one of the boys got famous, and he tried stand up comedy, and he's succeeding, and he's up there, and kicking it with the famous people. But yeah, so people on Instagram made comments like, "It's just a joke, chill," or someone else was like, "You don't understand anything about comedy," uh, and that one hurt. That one hurt. No, I'm kidding. I've said this before. It's a podcast, that's I'm opening up the door to my opinion, or I'm opening up the doors to make comments on my opinions. But yeah, no, I stand by what I say. It wasn't more about Shane Gillis. I understand there's obviously jokes in roasts. That's kind of what the whole thing is all about. But uh, I think there's truth within the jokes. If you look it up online, Chelsea Handler did go to the Epstein house, and she did have dinner multiple times. So I don't get how people, and I guess different perspectives, different stories, different lives. But I don't get how people are still like, even if it's a joke, even if all that, like, dude, like, I'm pretty sure she got a little bit more, popular, a little bit more viral. Her name got brought up a lot more after the roast, and people are defending her just like people defend like Hillary Clinton, other really rich people that like who's the Instagram or the influencer that talks to kids, but he's a dude, James Charles or something like that. He does makeup. I don't know what the fuck he does, but yeah. So like people like that, people that obviously are evil but are still popular. I don't get people that defend them, billionaires. That's why I say the masses are stupid, because yeah, I understand. Again, it's not about Shane Gillis. I understand it's a joke, but dude, like he literally is calling all of them like pedophiles, like literally word for word was like, "Oh, y'all are pedophiles." Everyone, even in the crowd as well, too. You know what I mean? So I understand it's a joke, but it's also true. It's not a lie. We all know about what Hollywood's all about. But anyways, so it was interesting. I did get a lot more positive reactions than negative. So it was just interesting, seeing people's perspective. Maybe I guess they just don't give a fuck about pedophiles and they're just allowing it. But we should check those people's internet history that protect pedophiles. And I guess if you protect billionaires, if you're a fan of billionaires, you're a dork. But yeah, so anyways, it was interesting to see that. But today, we're gonna talk a little bit. We got the basketball, NBA going on. The finals are coming up. The Knicks, let's go. We got the World Cup going on, and I think the finals, it's gonna be good. I hope OKC loses. The floppers. I'm not a big fan of the flopping games. SGA, Shane Gillis, or shit, I don't even know his name. SGA. That kid. I don't watch much of that OKC team because they're just kind of annoying. You know what I mean? I understand it's the new generation basketball. All these kids are 7 feet and shoot three, and it is impressive. Don't get me wrong; they're very good at basketball. but it's not like great basketball. You know what I mean? Uh, you can still go to In and Out. It's great burger and all that, but you can still eat a shit burger here and there. But that's a terrible metaphor, terrible reference. But still, uh, I've spoken about this with my friends. These are the most athletic athletes ever in history. They got science. They got, if you're LeBron, they got the steroids. But they do got the steroids, or they do got the medication that bypasses that. But technology, it's just everything is in their side. You know what I mean? Uh, Genetics now after their parents have taken all those horse steroids. But just kidding again. Uh, Comedy. Uh, but anyways, so these kids like Wembayama, I'm a huge fan of Wembayama. Like we literally are getting the Luau Cinder. You know what I mean? We're literally getting Kareem Abdul, Kareem the Dream. He's our generation, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So this is dope. If you're a basketball fan, what's happening right now is really cool to see. The Knicks are in the finals, dude. You got Celebrity Row. I know basketball, but it's good to see the Garden looking like the '80s again, the early '90s when the Knicks were popping. The side talk, the Instagram posts, those are fucking hilarious. I love those. So I don't know. I do wish the Spurs. I guess my prediction my hope. I do wish the Spurs, kind of. I think OKC right now the series is 3-3. I do wish they come out and beat the OKC floppers just because it's not good basketball. Wembyama, he deserves to be winning right now. Shea SGA, whatever, Shea Gillis. I feel like he just handed everything, with his flopping, dude. Like I said, I don't watch much. I guess you call me a casual. I only watch Warriors, really, the Denver Nuggets. Um, Not much Eastern Conference team, but yeah, Shane, the SGA kid, he just seems like everything's been handed. Don't get me wrong, he's super talented, but it's not like real basketball. You know what I mean? It's like eating McDonald's. So I hope Wembyama kicks her ass. Game 7, that is pretty dope. Um, and that would be sick. The Spurs, the Knicks, the finals. It would be again kind of vintage. And if the Knicks win, I wouldn't be mad about it. You know what I mean? If it was the Celtics, or if it was like when LeBron was in the Cavaliers or something like that. Like it's nothing like that. Like if the Knicks won, I'd be hyped, bro. I might even go to New York. But it's dope to see. I guess we're not seeing the best basketball, but we are seeing some really good basketball. I definitely like Victor Wembanyama against Bob Cousy. Like that's not even a fucking comparison. So we're seeing the best basketball right now, and it is crazy. How these kids are like 7'3", 7 foot, uh, skinny as hell, skinny as fuck, but they're still jamming it. They're still meeting people in the rim. So my hope again is OKC win. Oh, not OKC. Sorry. I want. My hope is the Spurs win. They beat OKC Game 7, and then meet the Knicks in the finals, and that goes to like Game 7. Uh, but again, I don't care. Wembyama deserves to win. Knicks, it would be hype if they win. So Warriors, uh, dude, they rehired Steve Kerr. So a lot of my friends want to make comments. They're just like, dude, we got 4 rings. Be happy. And I guess I'm gonna be happy because 4 rings is all we're getting. Uh, you know. But no, Steve Kerr, he got rehired. That GM really he's the root of all the issues. Dunleavy, I think his name is. I don't even know. He's terrible. First off, the CP3 uh, hire was just disgusting. Like, what was that all about? But anyways, hopefully Jimmy Butler gets back. I know he's injured right now. Um, but hopefully he gets back next season. I don't know the timeline, but we got Steph. It's just the final years of his prime. You know what I mean? I guess that's what I'm most overreacting about is just, dude. We got like generational. I think my goat point guard. Some people will say Magic Johnson, but my goat point guard. Um, he he's at the end of his prime. You know, we've only got like 2 3 years left, and who knows? Again, with technology, with all this happening, like he can still be like LeBron and still be in the corner shooting trays. You know, when he's old as fuck. But he's literally in his prime still. He's carried the Olympic team, carries the Warriors to 2022. Draymond, I still he has like 1 year left of playing O line and screening, legally illegally screening 4 people for Steph. So I think he has 1 more year left. We might sign him, or I think we did sign him. But we got Jimmy Butler, dude, and I understand small ball. That's the name of the game now. But look at all the rest of these other teams. That's what these Warrior fans don't understand. Uh, is a we're You could change the game. Small ball is what we do, but you can't really change the complete game of basketball. And what I mean by that is we need a center, and we need a strong center. Like look back at all the teams we've had, and look at the current teams. Wembyama, the kid Chet from OKC, he's a tower. Uh, I don't know. My boy from the Nuggets, Jokic, the Joker. You know what I mean? So there's like a ton of, and they're winning. They've won rings. So there's a ton of teams that have bigs, centers, uh, that are all successful. If you look at the Warriors team, look at Bogut. He was in 2015. We've had Festus Ezeli. We've had Spates. We've had David West. KD, I guess. I mean, he's like not a center, but he's humongous. You know what I mean? But dude, we've had towers. We have Andre Beatrice, my boy. He's seen him in the marina in San Francisco. But uh, we're a small ball team. Don't get me wrong. That's the name of the game. But we're not like a Brandon Pajensky, Steph Curry, Draymond at the center team. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna win a ring? Who's gonna make it to the Western Conference Finals with that team? Like, who would stop Victor Wembanyama? Draymond couldn't. Uh, but again, um, I don't get paid the big bucks to make decisions. Dunleavy does. But dude, we got to do. We really haven't done anything in this offseason. I don't even know who we drafted because it wasn't that impactful. Um, I also haven't been keeping up, to be honest. But if it was a great pick, we would all be like, "Oh my god, we're all set." Blah blah blah. Because I think it was pick number 11 or 12. But anyways, we got to make moves. You know what I mean? We got a dying star, a dying huge star. And no, no, I don't. I mean, again, I don't know. Steph Curry takes care of his body, still looks like a freaking young 30-year-old. So who knows how long he has left? But he definitely is in his prime right now. So hopefully the Warriors, they pick it up, they wake up, and start making moves. I don't know what centers are free right now, but we definitely again need a big man, need a body, because if you put a body in there, it spreads out the floor, and obviously if you spread out the floor, spacing, ball movement, that's the the 1 2 3s, the ABCs of basketball. You know what I mean? The functionalities, technicalities, whatever. But so again, good time in the NBA. Except the flopping. The flopping's fucking terrible. I hope the OKC floppers lose. Um, I hope SGA learns how to play real basketball, and Adam Silver stops handing people stuff like uh, Rudy Gobert, that Frenchman. Like he was terrible, and he's terrible even though his stats, blah blah blah, even though they pad stat in the NBA or whatever those are not completely accurate stat pad. But anyways, he got like defensive player of the year for like 3 years, blah blah. And my theory is that that was just really to grow the game of basketball internationally. In Europe, overseas, uh, people, of course, get motivated. I mean, Wembyama, he got motivated. He's someone. All the stars, Jokic, even from Canada, uh, a lot of the stars right now, Luka, are overseas. You know what I mean? And that's just because they play better basketball. Of course, we have better athletes, and it doesn't compare. If in a game of 21 uh, world against USA, we would kick ass. We obviously did in the world, uh, in the Olympics. But anyways, they play better basketball than we do, and it shows. Obviously, uh, they're the ones winning all the awards. But that's my theory. You know what I mean? That Adam Silver hands people a lot of stuff just for marketing business. Again, it's an NBA, National Business Association, of course, national basketball. But like, if they're trying to grow the game internationally, of course they're going to take care of you know their Canadian player, their French player. Even though Rudy Gobert sucks, like when he gets chosen for the NBA All Star teams, he gets laughed at. All the other stars, he gets choked out by Draymond, and, and everyone else laughs at it. So again, it's a business, but I'm rooting for Spurs Knicks finals, and that would be dope. And something else that we got going on right now is the World Cup. It's in North America. It's gonna be dope, dude. Especially because USA and Mexico both have chances. Uh, so it's gonna be. I think there's like six, which is kind of lame, honestly. Fuck. Again, FIFA is corrupt. I call everything corrupt, but we all know it's a fact now. Especially some people that follow soccer more than I do. FIFA is definitely corrupt. One of the more corrupt sport leagues right now or ever. But I don't get how Mexico only gets five games, 6 games. It's fucking disgusting. USA is spread out. Even in California, dude. I'm obviously here in California, in the Bay. They only got like Iran, Switzerland, just terrible teams. You know what I mean? I'm not Iran is a terrible team, but like, just terrible, really horrible games. Like at Levi's, uh, games that you wouldn't even want to go to. So it's crazy. Even in Los Angeles, like the SoFi, there are some USA teams or USA team games happening, but it's not something that's out of this world that I'm dying to see. But yeah, so they got games spread out throughout the whole country, games in Kansas and all that, uh, New York, Miami. But the ones in like Kansas, the ones in like Baltimore, like I don't know, uh, the Texas is just like, dude, some of those. There's even the ones in Canada. I think Canada only gets like 3 games, their home games. But anyways, it's gonna be dope still. It's in North America. Uh, a lot of the big cities are having the fan fest. I'm gonna be in Mexico City for it. Go to a game. If I go to a game, I'm definitely gonna make a video about it. Uh, I don't know if I have the balls to interview people yet, but maybe I might. But again, both teams, USA, they do have the chance to win. May make it and go all the way. The Mexico team, I believe it's the first game is South Africa, which is pretty dope. World Cup in Africa, whenever that was, 2008 maybe. Well, uh, that first game that started the World Cup was Mexico and South Africa as well. So this is gonna be dope. A little, I don't want to say vintage, but a little flashback game. Hopefully Mexico, comes out and wins. They do got some European players or players that play in Europe, so we do have a chance. The second game is South Korea. I think that's going to be played in Guadalajara, and then the first game against South Africa. That's going to be played in Estadio Azteca, and it's dope. I know, some college. stadiums out here have like 100,000 seats or something like that. Crazy. That one has like 100,000 plus as well. But it's just dope because it's been around for like century. I don't even know. I lied there, but it's been around since the last World Cup that happened in Mexico. Before that, uh, so they renovated it. The first game is going to be there. I think the final game of the World Cup is going to be in MetLife Stadium in New York. Um, so that's dope. It's going to be here in America, USA. But the last game that Mexico is going to play is against Czechia, um, and I think that's going to be in Estadio Azteca as well. I think that might be the one I'm going to try to go to. But dude, these World Cup tickets are like $1,500. The cheapest. So it's crazy. I know there's been a lot of discussion about the pricing. We spoke a little bit about the blue dot fever that a bunch of dumbass news media is talking about. But that's because like the cheapest again, even in Mexico, and this is in Mexico, not even talking about USA, but the cheapest ticket I saw for the Czechia Mexico game in dollars, US dollars, was 1,500. I might pull the trig just because yellow, but that's how they get you, and that's how I'm a hypocrite. But yeah, so it's gonna be dope. And even if I'm not gonna go because tickets for that first game, which makes sense. Tickets for that first game were crazy, but if Mexico wins, I guess the tradition in Mexico City is to go to El Angel, the Angel. That's like the heart of the downtown, the heart of the city, or one of the hearts. And dude, they just close out all downtown, like one of the main streets, and it's like the whole city's there. They get like shaving foam and whatever. It's just a party, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna hopefully Mexico clutches it up. Um, and they win the first game. So it's a party out there, and we just get to celebrate. Again, I don't think it's been real hype just because the Mexico selección, the Mexico team, international team, they're trash. We've been trash for since like 2008, 2006. We were ranked like number 4 in the world, and that was like our peak, and we've been going downhill ever since then. You know what I mean? We do got Ochoa that's been saving us, our boy Ochoa. We're gonna light up those candles, and I don't even know if he's starting. We got to take care of. He's like Master Splinter now. Got to take care of him now, but he's gonna set a world record for the most World Cups as well. So that's gonna be dope. Mexican played 6 World Cups. The first one was I think maybe 2008 or 2004, which is nuts. You know what I mean? Because he's known to come out in the World Cups and to be a star in the World Cups. He's played against some of the best players in the world as well. And he's like the Brazil games were nuts. That's kind of when he popped out, But he's always been a goat in the World Cup. So hopefully, I don't know if my goat is starting this World Cup, but hopefully, he comes out. It's gonna be dope either way. If Mexico wins, we're gonna go to El Angel, the Angel, downtown and go crazy. Might go to the Checha game, and then even USA, USA with Politic, uh, USA has a chance to win too. You know what I mean? The cool thing about USA is, or the cool thing, the way USA kind of cheats is, if you're born in one of the international military bases, USA military bases, then you're a U.S. citizen. So it's cool that USA has a bunch of international players as well. They have people playing overseas. Pulisic, I'm joking, but he's the LeBron James of soccer. uh, but it, they have a chance to win too. USA group is Paraguay, uh, Turkey, I think, and then Australia as well. So that's going to be a high fee at the bars. Definitely at the Fan Fest. That's going to be a high fee game, USA Australia, just because uh, I've met some Aussies. Aussies love the Americas. Americans love Aussies, so and both could drink. So definitely, it's going to be a hype game, but very easy group. Australia, Paraguay, Turkey, and I think for a reason. But but if any of the teams have a chance to win the World Cup, it's going to be this year. So Mexico always fucks it up somehow. Uh, Even when we had Rafa Marquez, Ochoa, Cuauhtemoc Blanco, you know what I mean? Guardado. I don't know. Always somehow tend to fuck it up, and so hopefully they don't this year. But it's gonna be dope, and we're gonna get to film all of it and be a part of all of it. And dude, hopefully, like if they beat either team, if Team USA wins, like they beat the big teams like France, Italy. Italy is not even in there, which is weird. Italy, a World Cup without Italy is just doesn't feel like a World Cup really. But Italy, I mean France, Germany, England, uh, Portugal, if like Mexico or USA, they beat those teams, won the World Cup. It's definitely gonna be a party for North America for quite some time. I think a huge part of USA would be happy, and Mexico, either or would be happy if either one. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for both. Mexico, please don't fuck it up. But it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be the World Cup always brings people together. Uh, People travel to the hosting country, people overseas, people traveling internationally, they see it in other countries that they're not from, and then a lot of the countries are more united. So hopefully that happens here in the U.S. It's going to be dope to see. Mexico, they definitely need some a united front right now as well, because their shit's fucked. It's foo bar. I love the World Cup. Again, it's something that unites the world. I don't know. It feels like it used to be a little bit bigger. Ever since the Qatar one, I don't even. I barely kind of remember the Qatar one. I know Mexico beat Germany. Let's go. We beat Germany that year. But other than that, I really don't remember what happened. It just like, do you guys remember when Shakira came out with that song? Waka waka, hey, hey. Like, dude, the world was united at that point. You know what I mean? Of course, there was war. I don't mean that literally, but it felt like the World Cup was a bigger event back in those times. It does kind of feel like maybe just because it's in the USA, or it's in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, it does feel a little bit bigger. I don't know, but even with this idiot Donald Trump, and like FIFA giving him even the FIFA president looks like the freaking old Six Flags dude. You know what I mean? Bald people, but old bald people bug me. But he just gives Donald Trump the fake peace prize and all that. Like, all that has been weird. Obviously, there's been corruption. There's been like the whole Iran thing. We should change them with Italy. Everything's been weird. The pricing has been weird, but it does feel still like it's making a comeback. I don't know. The USA FIFA song was kind of trash with that fat ass Jelly Roll or whatever his name is. Uh, I don't even remember. It was garbage. I heard it once. But uh, again, like everything used to be a little bit bigger. Like uh, I was laughing, a couple days ago because I saw a picture of. You guys remember when when George Bush got that shoe thrown at him? Like, dude, that was like all over the news. That fool might as well have gone assassinated, and he got a shoe thrown at him by another, I think Iraqi reporter, and I think that's on their culture. That's one of the most disgusting things you could do. Something about the bottom of the foot being dirty or something like that. But anyways, when that happened, I was, I think we're barely starting to get consciousness. You know what I mean? Uh, Starting to see like, oh man, this is a big deal. Twin Towers. Nah, I'm kidding, but I'm not. Nah, I am joking. But around that time, I feel like we started getting consciousness. Our little brains started to work, and I just remember, uh, of course, back in the day, the World Cup was huge, but everything was a lot bigger. And again, is that something Is that the backlash of information overload, desensitized? Is that what they're trying to do? Because dude, every little pocket, there's like subgroups within subgroups now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like the internet has made the world infinite, and there's so much to learn about, things that go viral and you don't even know about. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just something I was laughing about. I guess because there was another, not assassination attempt, but there was shooting at the White House again, and it's just all repetitive. Of course, if he needs the ballroom, if he needs his approval numbers to go up, this motherfucker pedophile fakes something. So it's just crazy. Uh, assassination attempt. We'd know everything about the dude. We'd it still would be in the news right now. Back in the day, anything that happens, if this pedophile Epstein list, but who knows, dude? Uh, the guy again. When I mentioned just the Kevin Hart roast, bunch of pedophiles just making jokes about each other, uh, and the people saying like it's just a joke, chill. You don't know anything about comedy. Like, dude, it's like, what do you think about? You know what I mean? Like, when do these people stand up when it affects them, when it's their kid? You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's just crazy because something I think about as well is someone that bothers me, and she was like a huge star, like untouchable, and still is pretty untouchable. Was like Oprah when I was a kid. That's one person that uh, has bugged me ever since I gained the consciousness. But Oprah, um, I beef with her just because she sucks, dude. She's a terrible person. Uh, Most recently, remember the fires? I think it was the Hawaii fires and the LA fires. Her and The Rock got on TV, or huge, marketing kind of drive to get donations. She's a billionaire, and her and Dwayne The Rock Johnson were asking for donations. They were telling people to donate, asking for money, and it just looked terrible. I don't know, because she's a billionaire, and she probably had donated money, but probably not as much as you should have. You know what I mean? Um, One thing, something else that bothered me about Oprah, besides her terrible interviewing, uh, if you look at any of the interviews Oprah has made, which I think she was always been around just because Drake and Josh. You guys remember Drake and Josh when they ran her ass over, and Josh Pegs, he was like addicted or obsessed with her and shit like that. Oprah. But I think that's why, I don't know. But I remember when Dave Chappelle, you guys remember he left. Uh, who knows what really happened? Some people say Illuminati. Um, Definitely did not go crazy. But that was the story. Back in the day, he went crazy. He left to Africa, and he couldn't maintain the fame. He couldn't control it, so he had to leave. He went cuckoo in the head. But no, what really happened, it sounded like, is they wanted control of literally all his likeness, all his content, the Dave Chappelle show, and who really knows? Illuminati. We spoke about kind of the truth within the lies, the movies and all that, but we all know that there's a secret society. We all know Hollywoods are a bunch of pedophiles. So, what? Who really knows why he left? What made him leave to Africa and dodge that $50 million contract? But anyways, when he came back, I remember he interviewed with Oprah and Dave Chappelle. He was funny. He was happy. Definitely not crazy like the media was trying to frame him out to be at the time. Um, but he came back. Oprah interviewed him, and she was just, and you could look at this interview. YouTube is a thing. People got to start doing their their research. Like the guy that was like, it's a joke about the Chelsea Handler eating with Epstein. Like, that really did happen. It's just a Google search away. People, you could even put it in Chat GPT AI if you're that lazy. But people got to start doing their research. So you can look back at this. If you look back at this interview, it might piss you off too. But Oprah, she just was like egging him on, like trying to frame him like he was crazy. You know what I mean? Like asking him. loaded questions, trying to make him go one way, but he'd joke around like say like Oprah trying to make me sound crazy, like shit like that. But like that's I don't know. That's just the type of mentality we have to get away from. We have to stop falling for those tricks that are literally. I think everyone. I'm not talking about my fault. The people that listen to me. I've said this before. If you listen to this, you're a lot smarter than I am. It's not hard. No, just kidding. But yeah, like we just have to stop falling for the same tricks. You know what I mean? Like Oprah asking for money. Oprah just try her interviewing skills were like Barbara Walters as well. All these people got famous. They get looked up to, and maybe that's why they're good. Because they do frame people a way they would like to when they ask questions when they interview them. But it's just evil. I don't know. Again, you can look up the Oprah Dave Chappelle interview, but these are just things that we have to stop falling for. Dave Chappelle, he's one of the goats. Um, Literally every stand up he makes is like Grammy nominated. He's a hilarious person. Just looking back at these things, of course, after going to school, after just learning the patterns, kind of waking up like we all are doing, because everyone knows this is all idiocracy. The kids don't seem to be getting smarter, and that's just not me talking. The masses gets are just going to get more stupid, and that's just research talking as well. We're all just kind of waking up. We're all just realizing that these are patterns, all the tricks. These are games that used to work. Maybe because the baby boomers are a bunch of dumbasses, or maybe because information overload maybe was a bad thing. And it gave us too much information, and everyone is waking up. I don't know, but looking back at some of the interviews, looking back at some of the people that got famous or are famous, are untouchable, stuff like that. It's just like, dude, these people suck. And it does feel like the World Cup. Uh, that's gonna bring back some positivity. I noticed as well that caught my attention recently was Spotify in marketing. That's I was a minor in college, but it's again could do a better job marketing this podcast. But in marketing, we've all literally seen the logos. They're all kind of futuristic now. Kind of more straightforward, more cutting edges, less color. Everything is the fonts have been you know less fun. Everything's more serious. It's if you've watched the Fairly Odd Parents, it's like the pixies from the Fairly Odd Parents and the gray little dudes. But no, all the logos, all the buildings, everything, all the advertising, it's just boring now. Everything is futuristic, everything is slim, not that much color. So and everyone has noticed this. Online people have been like, "Oh, you guys remember how it used to be Toys R Us, the Pizza Hut, blah blah blah, like the Taco Bell decorations, McDonald's. Now everything's just futuristic. Everything is a box. Everything is cubicle like. You know what I mean? Everything has edges, um, and people have been complaining. And this is what I talk about the masses. So the Spotify app icon or logo. Yeah, now it's a disco ball. It's been sometimes, and it has the Spotify icon on top of that disco ball, and it's green, it's sparkly, and it got backlash for it, dude. And it pissed me off. Well, it didn't piss me off, but like this is what I talk about with the masses just being stupid. Uh, we have been asking for companies to be more fun, advertising to be less boring, less robotic, less futuristic. We want the colors back. We want we want some vibe. We want some energy. We want some uniqueness. Uh, we want some companies to try, not like they don't anymore. They changed their icon or like the windows or like a company changes their icon, their logo to like a more boring version of the prior logo. and they pay like a marketing company to do that to make their logo worse for like $5 million. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a different rant, another rant. But what I'm saying is, like we're asking more fun, everything, and then we get Spotify, trying to be more fun, more color, more uniqueness, and we give them backlash, and I just something that something that made me laugh, something that kind of ticked me off, just because that's the type of society we are. You know what I mean? We ask for something, we get it, or we're worried about the wrong things. And I think it's funny. It ticked me off a little, but that's just the type of society we are. Idiocracy. Uh, again, do I expect people to get smarter? Not anymore. But it's a great time to be alive. The best time to be alive. The U.S. And even though definitely have the worst leader of all time, pedophile, fat fuck. But it's still the greatest country in the world, the greatest people. Mexico, greatest people as well. Uh, Terrible leaders. But yeah, so the World Cup is going to be super fun. It's going to be historic, whether USA or Mexico win. It's going to be great for the North America continent. So hopefully the Spurs beat the OKC. Hopefully, if the Knicks win, that'd be dope. But I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is episode 11. This might be right. And please, comment. Let me know if you want to be on this podcast. Be happy to have any guests. We're gonna do more fun things. But yeah, I guess you have to say follow, like, comment, and engage. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. We'll be back next week.